All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're here to address a critical issue that affects not only our environment, but also the health of our communities, tribes, and future generations, the Line 5 reroute proposed by Enbridge. We all need clean water, and the Line 5 reroute threatens the pristine wetlands and rivers of northern Wisconsin, which contain some of the cleanest and healthiest waters in the entire region. The Bad River watershed is home to the largest wild rice bed on the Great Lakes, a vital fish hatchery that stocks over 15 million walleye each year, and healthy wetlands that protect human lives and infrastructure during severe floods. Enbridge's plan to construct 41 miles of pipeline through trenching, blasting, and horizontal drilling across hundreds of wetlands and streams is not just an environmental concern. It poses a direct threat to our water quality and the health of our communities. Once construction begins, the damage cannot be undone. The Great Lakes holds 84% of North America's surface fresh water, providing drinking water for up to 40 million people. The risk of a catastrophic oil spill contaminating Lake Superior, the largest and healthiest of the Great Lakes, is simply not acceptable. This week, the contested case hearing on the Line 5 reroute will conclude. So we are here today to discuss an overwhelming opposition to Line 5 and the urgent need to protect our water and the wetlands. It is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker today, Dr. Rob Stryker, an infectious disease physician.
I'm really pleased to be able to speak on this very important issue on behalf of healthcare workers across the state. This company, Enbridge, cannot be trusted, in my opinion, to basically take a shortcut across our state. It's a Canadian company that is just trying to cut across the Great Lakes, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, to take their oil to their refinery. This is not something that's going to benefit us as a state, but it is something that's going to threaten our health. So much of health, obviously healthcare access is important, but so much of health is really the environment that we grow up in, the environment that we live in, and this is a serious risk to our environment. Enbridge has already spilled, just last year, they spilled 70,000 gallons of oil in Jefferson County, Wisconsin. In construction, they've pierced aquifers in Minnesota, which threatens farming, the food we eat, the water we drink. These spills can lead to cancer, they can lead to birth defects, they can lead to immune problems. This is just not something that we want or need in the world that we want our children to grow up in. And speaking of that, I'm just going to keep my remarks brief here, but I'm very proud to introduce Claire Olson, a 17-year-old from Waunakee High School, who's going to speak for the world that she wants to grow up in.
Thank you, Rob. Hello, everybody. My name is Clara Olson. I'm a 17-year-old senior at Waunakee High School, and I am urging the courts, our state leaders, our federal government, I'm urging literally anyone in power to protect the land of the Bad River tribe, protect Lake Superior, and protect my future by shutting down the Line 5 pipeline. I'm only 17 years old, and I'm already tired of waiting for someone in power to ignore the interests of the rich and stand up for what's right. There is an old Cree proverb that says, "Only when the last tree has been cut down, the last fish caught, and the last river poisoned, will we realize we cannot eat money." First, I'd like to thank you all for allowing me to speak on the ongoing battle over Line 5. As someone who has been involved in taking down this pipeline for the past 2 years, I've seen how much the youth care about the pressing issue. My Green Club, for example, made hundreds of origami fish to contribute to the Fish for Future campaign held by Sierra Club. In case you are unfamiliar with this project, it beat the world record for the largest amount of origami fish displayed by accumulating 86,202 fish. So many students contributed to this project from all over the state. Elementary, middle, and high schoolers all pitched in to send a message to our leaders, urging them to protect our future. Why did students care enough about this issue to fold all of these fish? Because each year we hear about Wisconsin reaching record high temperatures, like last winter, February 27th, when it reached 70 degrees. Because each year students hear in the headlines about new natural disasters, like the California fires. It's because each year we heard about oil spills from Enbridge and their detrimental impact on the environment. It's because students care about their planet and worry if it'll be livable if we continue to burn oil and gas that pollutes our air and lungs. We worry about Lake Superior becoming contaminated from Line 5's catastrophic oil spills, and we worry about the people, plants, and animals living nearest to the pipeline. And as youth, we care about the future the most. Past generations have worked hard to build up our country and make it a better place. And as the years went by, many become comfortable with the success and wealth they have accumulated. As these people continued to gain more power and more wealth, they soon lost sight of what is truly important to the growth and preservation of our world as we know it. Instead of working towards creating a stable and prosperous future, these people choose to focus on their own wealth and greed, stepping on the backs of others and leaving the future generation to clean up the mess they left behind. True progress and success can only really be achieved when it doesn't leave other people behind. Many people preach about how, as a human nation, we will continue to grow stronger year after year, but how can that possibly be achieved if we cannot even guarantee a healthy environment to prosper in? I don't want to see my future being decided by the greed of others, and I don't want my state government to be afraid to stand up for their constituents because they're worried about what a Canadian oil company might think. As a young person, it's infuriating to see our government allow private corporations to burn our planet and my future to ashes. High school students like myself will continue to push for the rejection of Line 5 and stand up for tribal sovereignty. The next speaker is Sister Peter Christens.
Hello, my name is Kristen Peters. I'm a sister, a member of the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration. And I'm here today as I begin a 41-mile pilgrimage here in Madison, Wisconsin. My community is in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and today I'm walking beginning the walk of 41 miles as a pilgrim of hope for creation. As a sister and a person of faith, I'm called to stand with the most vulnerable. The Reroute puts at risk water and subsequently human lives, plants and animals. This happens to be the 10th anniversary of Laudato Si, which calls Catholics to pay attention to environmental injustice and draw attention toward it. I'm walking 41 miles because that's the length of the Reroute. Water is life and is sacred. St. Francis, whose feast is at the end of this week, refers to water as sister water. We're called to protect our sibling and called to protect each other. I'm calling each of you in to stand with us to protect the water, protect future generations, and stand with the tribe leading this effort. Thank you.
Thank you all for your attention, for being part of this important conversation today. The evidence is clear. The Line 5 reroute poses a significant threat to our environment, our water quality, and the rights of the Bad River Band and other tribes. The economic claims made by Enbridge regarding job losses and fuel prices are grossly exaggerated. Shutting down Line 5 would have minimal impact on gasoline prices. Enbridge's own expert indicated a potential increase of only half a penny per gallon. Alternatives to Line 5 exist and can effectively deliver fuel without risking our environment. But Enbridge's track record is clear. They have faced criminal charges for breaking aquifers during pipeline construction in Minnesota, and in November 2024, spilled nearly 70,000 gallons of crude oil underground in Jefferson County, Wisconsin. The same week, the Wisconsin DNR issued permits for Line 5 based on its conclusion that the risk for a spill would be low. That decision did not align with evidence and data that clearly show otherwise. Today, you have heard from numerous speakers, community members, and organizations that oppose the project. In 2024, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers received more than 150,000 comments opposing the reroute. Over 140 health professionals and 200 businesses, including Patagonia, have publicly opposed Line 5, citing the risks and the long-term economic damage it would cause to the region. The calls for shutting down Line 5 are growing louder, and we need the court and our leaders to make the right decision to protect our natural resources and the communities that depend on them. I invite any reporters to ask questions or request interviews with our speakers. Your role in bringing this issue to light is crucial, and we appreciate your commitment in covering this important topic. So thank you again for joining us today. Let's work together to ensure a clean and safe future for all. Thank you.
Nice job.
Yeah, nice job.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.